What's the Band-Aid for?
Well, I got my shot today. I didn't want to do it, but I work for a company that mandates it, and I had until September 30th to get it done or I'm out. I respect everyone's decision. I really do. Yeah. But to mandate it is sick. And it's scary. I'm not surprised it got to this point, especially with Disney. I mean, a global company. I feel like defeated.
Former ESPN star Sage Steele receiving praise over her decision to part ways with the network. Steele sued the channel for unfair treatment over her conservative views and is now opening up about her ordeal after reaching a settlement. She joins me now. She is still a star. Disney said this, Sage. ESPN and Sage Steele have mutually agreed to part ways. We thank her for her many contributions over the years. Never easy to end something, but I also feel like this is a beginning of something for you.
You know, I hope it is, Dana. I think it's just, I'm still kind of in shock, even though, listen, once you file a lawsuit against your employer, you know that it's going to come to an end probably before the scheduled end of my contract, which was in another year. But it was just not the way I dreamt of it ending. And, you know, I talked to my bosses and the various presidents of the company many times about wanting it to be my last job ever. And you know what? It wasn't meant to be. And I do believe God always has a plan. And I'm trying to figure that plan out now. But I feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be, even though it's a little bit uncomfortable, because it took a long time to get to the point where I was okay standing up for myself.
Right. Those are not comfortable times, and sometimes you end up eating alone at the lunch table, but you realize that your integrity is intact, and that's what matters. So Riley Gaines had wonderful words to say about you. Let's listen to her. Call for number 2.
These battles that I'm facing, that Sage has faced, they're spiritual battles. And so for her to take a strong stand in her faith, as well as loving her country, which again, those two things, how can they be controversial?
It's interesting, right? Because you would think that the issue that she deals with, mostly biological males playing in women's sports, what you have dealt with, you would think that why would this ever be a controversy? Did that surprise you?
That with the transgender in sports?
No, well, no, actually, I just mean that what she's dealing with, but also even your just reluctance on the COVID shot, which was an understandable thing. Oh, but then it turned into this big, huge controversy that leads to a lawsuit. It leads to you and I talking today.
I mean, yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. And I think also because most importantly, I complied, you know, and I can have an opinion about things, especially if I'm complying with the rules to get the shot that I did not want to get, adamantly did not want to get. And now that it feels like things are coming back, I'm still not going to get any shots. At the end of the day, it was just about consistency and lack of. And if my peers are allowed to go on our network and on many platforms on ESPN airwaves versus me on a day off on a separate podcast and give their opinions about things that truly are political, Roe versus Wade and so many things. And then I can't talk about my experiences as a biracial woman or for not wanting to get a shot that I ended up getting to keep my job. I just needed consistency. I'm a parent of 3 kids and I know how important that is. Even if you don't like the rules, if it's consistent, then, you know, it's clear. And I think that's what makes me the most sad because it didn't have to be this way. But I've kind of tried to stop asking why. Yeah. And it's like, okay, here we are now. And now maybe by doing this, more people can more employers can just be a little more careful and more consistent.
Stephen Smith defended you. I'm not going to play that. I do want to play this, though, from the White House, because I brought up and then you picked up on it, the issue of trans playing in women's sports. It was brought up at the White House yesterday. This is a hot topic all across the country, and for good reason. Listen to the White House yesterday.
That gives schools the flexibility to establish their own athletics policies.
Does he care that girls are allowed to compete in sports without fear of injury? Does he think it's fair for girls to have to compete against biological males?
I just answered the question. It is a complicated issue. It is truly a complicated issue with a wide range of views,
How complicated do you think it is, Sage?
This is so ridiculous. Honestly, the more I hear it, the more angry I get because it's not complicated. All these people who've been preaching science for the last 3+ years with COVID are all of a sudden ignoring science for something that is so basic. Also, even if you talk to people, and I've had a lot of people come up to me, we have very different opinions about a lot of things, but I feel like on both sides of the aisle, so to speak, the vast majority of Americans agree. This is ridiculous. We know the differences between boys and girls, men and women, and I'm disappointed. And a lot of people, a lot of companies, et cetera, they were preaching, women's and supporting women's sports, et cetera. And how about all the Title IX work for all these years? Then all of a sudden, we're just forgetting it and ignoring it. And most importantly, people who agree with us that are being silent. Why? Because it's easier, because it's safer. And I just feel that if we don't speak up, and by the way, I mean men and athletes with big platforms as well, I almost feel like we're going to have blood on our hands here, because what is the line? All I know is that as a mother and as someone with a little bit of a platform, which I don't know what that is right now, but here I am, like, if we don't do this, then we've wasted 50 years of work and trying to uplift women. And I don't get it. This is pathetic that it's still an issue, and shame on these people in leadership positions for not being willing to give an honest answer.
Especially those women who made millions. They worked hard. They got those championships. They succeeded. And now they don't stand up for girls that are younger than them. It is mind-blowing. And I hope that you and I get to, maybe off camera, we'll talk about it one day. And I hope we see you again and more often on Fox News. Sage Steele, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Take care.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.